There are women in various fields who've excelled and led a mark for all of us. Indra Nooyi is an example. She's somebody who came from a very simple family and a household in southern India. She flew to the US to do her master's and her further studies, and finally she became the CEO of PepsiCo. It's a remarkable achievement that an Indian woman has done. Similarly, in other industries, like Priyanka Chopra is an Indian who came from a small town in UP, and she made her mark in Bollywood, and then she went into singing, she went to Hollywood, and her journey has just been so amazing. Like, she is one of the person who inspires me a lot. In another industry, if you see, Kalpana Chawla was somebody who left a mark in the field of space and NASA. So what I'm trying to tell you all is that women are nowhere far behind men. I think we've already established that fact. But along with that, the number of responsibilities that you take in are exceeding what a man is currently doing today, which is what will lead to unrealistic expectations and burnouts. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Mansi, and here's where we talk about personal growth and professional growth. I'm going to introduce a series of unrealistic goals that we are always brought up with, either through nature or nurture. Depending on where you are in your life, you will be able to relate or resonate with any of these which are coming up in the series. The first one today is dedicated to all the awesome women out here. So stay hooked. In the modern world, a woman has stepped out and been at the equality of what a man also does in the outside world. She is a mom, a housewife, a daughter-in-law, and a career woman. There are moms who have gotten into an entrepreneurial business, and a new word which is called mompreneurs has come into being. Who really thought what that would be? So I'm really inspired with all these women who are trying to do multiple things in their lives. Even young people as students have their side hustles, they're trying to generate multiple revenue streams. There's this innate need of being independent. Of course, there is a softer side to it, like you want to take care of your family, your kid and your husband. But I'm really happy and glad to see so many women, including you if you're watching me right now, has stepped up and done something for yourself. There are women in various fields who've excelled and led a mark for all of us. What I'm trying to tell you all is that women are nowhere far behind men. I think we've already established that fact. But along with that, the number of responsibilities that you take in are exceeding what a man is currently doing today, which is what will lead to unrealistic expectations and burnouts. If you haven't checked out my video on burnouts, definitely check it out. I will link it right here. So coming back to what we were talking. While we are doing exceptionally well in different fields, and even today so many of you all are creating a business, trying to get digital, trying to be awesome in your corporate jobs, but how often do you feel like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, okay, this is getting too much for me? Or how many times you feel like, oh, I've missed out on my child's football game, or I have missed out on my time to just live and just be and do what I want to do. For example, cooking. A lot of you all might be missing out on such small things in your life. The idea is that while you're trying to accomplish so many things and take so many different roles and characters in your life, you've forgotten about yourself, and that primary thing leads to a burnout and unrealistic women goals which are ingrained into our minds. The point that I'm trying to make is, yes, you want to be a superwoman. Yes, you want to be the best employee, the best daughter-in-law, the most amazing mommy in the world. But are you able to accomplish all of that in your entire life? Some aspects of your life may not be attuned to what you actually want to do, and that's okay, because balance doesn't come on its own. Life is so unpredictable. You might not know what can go wrong in your workplace, and you might miss a birthday party at home. That's completely fine, and we tend to go ahead and burden ourselves saying that, oh, I could not be a good daughter-in-law because I could not attend that party. You need to understand and realize that you can't do everything at the same time. Of course, you can do everything at the same time, but when you're doing something, you're expecting that you will excel in all of these fields or all of these aspects. That is the unrealistic goal that I want to talk about today. It's okay if you miss out on certain things. It's okay if you're not employee of the year or the best employee in your company, because you're doing so much more than just that one particular job. And why is it that we're just talking about unrealistic women goals? One of the research suggests that as women have gone out and created a career for themselves, 50% of women are still responsible for domestic or household chores versus only 20% of men are doing that. Which means what you have done as a woman is you have stepped out of what you were traditionally supposed to do. While doing that, you've just taken on more and more responsibility. And now you're ranking yourself in all of these fields. And when you're not getting a balance, you're going insane and blaming yourself and reaching a burnout. So now let's talk about what is it that we can do while we are playing multiple roles and avoid ourselves from going into a self-reflection mode of putting ourselves down or reaching a burnout. The first thing that you can do is balance it out. Balancing it out means if you have 10 things to do, 5 are mental, which require your own support, and the other 5 could be operational. So put that operational things aside and just focus on what are the top 5 things that you need to do on a regular basis. If you know the parental rule of 80-20, you get 80% of the results by putting in 20% of the work. So try to balance out things by sharing some of the 50% operational activities with somebody who is close to you, somebody who is living with you. So you don't have to be always responsible for paying the electricity bill. If you can automate some of these things by an auto deduction, awesome. But you should sit down and balance it out with your partner, saying that these are things that I will do and these are things that you need to do. Communication is the key here, and it's okay to go and ask for help. While you've learned how to balance it, if your spouse, your partner, your roommate, your mom, whoever you're living with cannot take up that other responsibility or the operational things, what you can do is start outsourcing smaller things and start batching it as well. What I mean by that is, if you have to run 10 errands, you have to go pick up the laundry, you have to buy milk, you have to buy certain groceries, why don't you try to outsource some of it? Which means use apps, use things like Big Basket or Nature's Basket or any grocery store which will bring you everything in one place. Even for your laundry, there are pickup services that will come to your doorstep, they'll pick it up for you and then they'll deliver it for you. The world of apps has gone, to another level altogether, and you can do so many things automatically and you don't need to actually step out of your house or your comfort zone to get these normal obligatory tasks done in your life. The next thing that we need to adapt and learn is there are multiple ways of doing the same thing. Now, once if you've decided to delegate certain things to people, you need to be okay with the way they do it. Your approach and their approach might not be the same. In a study, it was found that women in UK, they spend 3 hours every week redoing whatever they had actually delegated to their partners or their spouses. What's the point of delegating then? You could have done it in your own time and space whenever, right? So the idea is it's okay to be 7 on 10 on certain tasks which are delegated to people. Just turn a blind eye to it. Sometimes it is not possible, I understand that. But learn to trust people who you're delegating this work so that you can focus on the top things which require your mind space. If you have to go and follow any of these steps or methods for excelling in your life in multiple roles that you're playing, you have to take care of yourself, which is your own well-being. Only when you are mentally and emotionally in that mind space and giving your body what it wants, then only you will be at a peak of 100% of productivity. So it's okay to take that extra time of your day, give yourself that 30 minutes to just chill, relax, write a journal, go for your workout, whatever it is that will rejuvenate you on a regular basis. A lot of times women feel that no, it's quite selfish and I should not do it because my kid is waiting for me at home or my husband needs to have dinner with me every day. It's okay to sometimes say no to things just because You yourself are the most important person. Relationships are there, they are important. But if you're not in the mindset to take care of those relationships, how will those relationships even work? We all have been raised and brought up in a patriarchal society wherein men and women have different things to do. But as time has progressed, we have excelled in other fields also. Believe it or not, it is still ingrained in our minds, as in we feel that we are still obligated to thinking of what is it that we need to cook in the day. I have to go and pick up my kid at the school every day. That's not how it works when you're trying to take multiple roles, right? So it's our duty to make sure that we are okay with this whole transition coming along. We need to be okay with spreading the responsibilities across different genders, and it's our responsibility to pass it on to the next generation too. So as you know that I'm coming up with the entire series, and this was the first one in the series of unrealistic goals. There are many more topics coming up for students, men, just humans in general. And if you have faced any of these mindset issues in your life, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. Your comments, subscription and likes keeps me motivated to create such videos on a regular basis. And I'm always very overwhelmed and happy to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you are always updated.